What a night in the NFL, and what a storyline that continues to grow around the Philadelphia Eagles. After a statement win that had social media buzzing within seconds of the final whistle, fans were not just talking about the scoreboard. They were talking about attitude, momentum, and one very interesting reaction from Daniel Jones that added even more fuel to an already heated division rivalry. This is the kind of moment that reminds everyone why the NFC East never disappoints. The Eagles came into this matchup with something to prove. Every week in the NFL feels like a chess match, but when you're talking about divisional opponents, it becomes personal. The Giants weren't just lining up to stop a passing attack or contain a quarterback scramble. They were lining up against a team that has built a reputation for toughness, explosiveness, and mental resilience. And on this night, Philadelphia looked like a team fully aware of what was at stake. From the opening drive, the Eagles' offense looked sharp. The rhythm was there. The timing was there. The offensive line controlled the trenches in a way that set the tone early. Whether it was the running game grinding out tough yards or the passing attack stretching the field, the Giants' defense was forced to react instead of dictate. That's always a dangerous position to be in against a team like the Eagles. Defensively, Philadelphia brought energy that felt almost playoff-like. Pressure packages were dialed up at the right moments. Coverage rotations confused reads. And every third down stop felt like a message being sent across the field. It wasn't just about winning. It felt like the Eagles wanted to make a statement in front of a national audience and remind everyone who controls the narrative in this rivalry right now. And that's where the phrase "they tried to steal the Giants" started trending among fans. It wasn't about anything literal. It was about momentum. It was about identity. Giants supporters believed their team had a chance to flip the script, to take control, to steal a game that could shift the balance in the division. Instead, what unfolded was Philadelphia tightening its grip and walking away with a win that felt bigger than just one mark in the standings. Of course, whenever the Eagles and the New York Giants meet, one name naturally enters the spotlight: Daniel Jones. As the quarterback of the Giants, he carries the weight of expectations every single week. Fair or unfair, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league, and performances are dissected in real time. After this loss, cameras caught Jones on the sideline, and later his comments in the post-game session reflected both frustration and determination. Jones didn't deflect. He didn't point fingers. He acknowledged that opportunities were there and that execution has to improve in key moments. That kind of response matters in a locker room. Teammates listen. Coaches listen. Fans listen. In rivalry games especially, how a leader responds after a tough loss can define the tone for the next stretch of the season. His message was clear: the Giants believe they can compete, but belief alone doesn't change the outcome. Preparation and performance do. For Philadelphia, this win reinforces the culture that has been built over the past few seasons. The leadership group understands that every divisional game carries double weight. The coaching staff prepared a balanced game plan that allowed the team to adapt in real time. Adjustments at halftime were noticeable. Tempo shifts kept the defense guessing. And when momentum tried to swing, the Eagles answered with poise. Social media exploded almost instantly after the final drive. Fans celebrated the physicality. Analysts broke down key plays. Former players chimed in with praise for the way Philadelphia controlled the line of scrimmage. In today's NFL, perception can shift overnight. One big win can change how national media frames a team. And this felt like one of those nights where the Eagles reminded everyone that they remain a serious force. At the same time, the Giants are not a team that should be written off. Division matchups are unpredictable for a reason. The margin between winning and losing often comes down to a handful of plays. A missed third down conversion. A red zone stop. A turnover at the wrong time. In this game, Philadelphia capitalized when it mattered most. That's the difference between a contender and a team still searching for consistency. Daniel Jones' response after the game is going to be talked about for days. Not because it was controversial, but because it was honest. He emphasized accountability and the need to finish drives. He acknowledged the atmosphere and the intensity. And he made it clear that the Giants' locker room remains unified despite the setback. In a division as competitive as this one, emotional resilience is just as important as physical preparation. For the Eagles, the storyline moving forward will be about sustaining this level of execution. One strong performance can energize a fanbase, but consistency is what defines elite teams. The coaching staff will be reviewing film not just to celebrate what went right, but to identify where improvements can still be made. Championship-level teams treat wins as learning opportunities, not finish lines. What makes this rivalry so compelling is the history behind it. Every time these two franchises meet, there's an undercurrent of pride. The fanbases are passionate. The players understand what it means. And when a game like this unfolds, it becomes more than just a regular season matchup. It becomes a chapter in an ongoing story that stretches back decades. The phrase about stealing the giant reflects how fans see these moments. It's about seizing control. It's about asserting dominance. On this night, Philadelphia didn't just win. They dictated tempo, imposed their will in key stretches, and walked away with confidence that could carry into the next weeks of the season. Meanwhile, the Giants will use this as motivation. Daniel Jones' leadership will be tested again, as it always is in this league. The response in the next game will tell us a lot about where this team stands mentally. Rivalries have a way of circling back. There will be another meeting. There will be another opportunity. And when that happens, the memory of this loss will be fresh. For fans watching at home, this is why we tune in every week. Drama. Intensity. Momentum swings. Post-game reactions that spark debate. The NFL delivers storylines that feel almost cinematic, and this was one of them. The Eagles took a big step forward with this win, reinforcing their identity as a team built for high-pressure moments. As the season continues, keep an eye on how both teams evolve. Philadelphia has shown they can rise to the occasion. The Giants, led by Daniel Jones, have shown they won't back down from accountability. The NFC East race is far from over, and if this game taught us anything, it's that every snap matters. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more in-depth NFL analysis that cuts through the noise and focuses on what really happened on the field, make sure you stay connected. This rivalry isn't done writing its story, and neither are we.